Well, hello. Welcome back to 2006. Yeah, cool. We are recording. Welcome to Vengeance 2006. Listen, all right, I gotta make sure. All right, imagine if I wasn't. Imagine how terrible that'd be, huh? You'd laugh at me then, yeah.
Speaking of laughing, look at that amazing card we have booked for you with the main event of Triple H versus Matt Morgan.
Yeah, so this show has come together a little late, if you couldn't tell. But nonetheless, I think it's pretty strong. Um, so yeah, we're in the U.S. Airways Center in Phoenix. I almost said Phoenix, Nevada.
That's because we were in Nevada last year.
Yeah, but that sounds right to me. Also,
Phoenix,
Phoenix,
Nevada.
Phoenix, Nevada. I don't know why.
Mm.
Um, by the way, Phoenix, Arizona.
Fortune teller. I mean, Phoenix didn't get annexed by a nearby Nevada in a couple of years.
True.
Yeah.
So yeah. Running through the card, I guess, as per
I mean,
usual.
before we run through the card, we should probably talk about why this show has come together so late, because it's not by accident. We've
No.
had a massive show just 6 days previously.
Yeah, 6 days ago, Raw was broadcast live from New York, New York, inside the Hammerstein Ballroom. Um, and I know you said get into that, but I think it might be better to get into it with the main event. Or at least the
Sure.
specifics of what's going on with the WWE Championship at the moment. Um, I'm gonna run these down, I guess. So for the World Tag Team titles, Big Show and Kane have been dominant. They've taken out everybody. There are no challengers. None. No challengers. Except for two guys. Charlie Haas and Dean Malenko. Haas and Malenko, I think, got their match at Backlash, and I think you guys saw that. They lost convincingly to Big Show and Kane. But they got better. They watched tape. They talked things out. They came up with a strategy. And on Raw a couple of weeks ago, they executed that strategy to perfection. Big Show and Kane were on the ropes. And Big Show just said, like, nah, not doing that. Took Kane, took the belts, and left. Quite a shameful display. Very dishonorable. But nonetheless, we have a rematch, obviously, here tonight. The World Tag
Lumberjack
Team.
match.
Yeah, it's a lumberjack match. It's a lumberjack match. That way they can't run away, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
Tucker hates this match.
Listen, maybe there was a possibility it was never envisioned as a lumberjack match.
Yeah, Tucker just went and booked a lumberjack cage match story without intending for the match to be a lumberjack.
I just wanted
cage
it to
match.
be no DQ. That was it. That's all I wanted. It's fine. Mickey James is taking
But in a
on.
no DQ match, you can still be counted out.
Can you?
Yeah, it's no DQ. It's not no countouts.
Oh, that's
It's not
fair
anything
then.
goes.
That's fair then.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mickey James is taking on Victoria. These two have just been hitting each other a lot, honestly.
Yeah.
They're both crazy. They both like violence. So naturally, we will put them up against each other in a one-on-one normal singles match and pray that none of the rules are broken too terribly. We've got Ric Flair versus Umaga again, as you can see there. That's from Monday. They squared off in a street fight. Umaga came out victorious in a bloody war, a bloody battle. Umaga has had his sights on Ric Flair for a little while now, honestly.
I don't know if you can say Umaga's had his sights on Ric Flair. It's more, honestly, that Armando Alejandro Estrada has had his sights on Ric Flair. And Umaga is the tool by which he gets at Flair. Estrada is adamant that Flair's time is up and it is now the time of the Samoan bulldozer.
Yeah, so Ric Flair, he lost on Monday, but we heard from him also on that episode of Raw, and he straight up said, run it back. Exact same rule set, but we're doing it on Sunday. So we've got another street fight here tonight. Can Ric Flair get it done this time? For the Women's Championship, we've got Tori Wilson, the number one contender, after her acquisition of wrestling knowledge. She's going to challenge for the Women's Championship and take on Trish Stratus. Triple H has been going back and forth with Vince McMahon and his goons for the longest time. We'll see the other one of the goons in just a moment, or at least I'll talk about him. Triple H is taking on Matt Morgan here. Matt Morgan blindsided Triple H. Triple H was looking for Vince McMahon for a couple of weeks, actually. He was tearing through locker rooms, threatening staff members. Really a terrible scene, honestly. And if it wasn't for Johnny Ace, maybe cooler heads might not have prevailed. But Triple H, thankfully, did not injure any bystanders. But that didn't stop Matt Morgan from trying to injure him. And yeah, they're gonna fight. I don't know. What do you want from me? For the Intercontinental Championship, we have Shawn Michaels, the Intercontinental Champion. He lost a #1 contenders match on Monday in the Hammerstein Ballroom. He couldn't get into the WWE Championship match tonight. So he's defending his Intercontinental Championship, which, I mean, I think at some point we'd probably have to have a conversation about Shawn anyways. If he was continuously challenging for the world title while holding on to the Intercontinental title. That's kind of not the not the idea here. But
what do you mean? That's very common.
Yes, that's fair. But either way, Shawn Michaels does have an opponent tonight, and it's another one of Vince McMahon's lackeys. Probably the ultra lackey, if you will. Bobby Lashley, sorry.
Oh.
Yes. And is there another match aside from the main? I'm definitely forgetting one more.
Johnny Nitro will be taking on Rene Sebastian Dupree.
I'm forgetting two more and then the main event. So yeah, Johnny Nitro's taking on Rene Sebastian Dupree. This all started when Paul Heyman had advised Rene a little bit to to watch his own back. I mean, Paul's out there, and Paul can do a lot for Rene, but he's not a physical threat. You know what I mean? He's not going to stop.
If anything, he's a vulnerability that's been targeted in the past by the likes of Chris Jericho.
And so, yeah, Johnny Nitro and Melina had extended an invitation to join M&M. M&MD, I believe they were called.
That was the proposed name.
That was the proposed name, as Rene Dupree did not accept. And following some shampoo commercial shenanigans, including Rene Dupree and Paul Heyman making fun of Melina for being a bit of a moron. Johnny Nitro's had enough, and tonight he looks to get even for his fiance. I don't know if she's his fiance in canon, but definitely is in the game. So, yeah, we've also got in an I Quit match, Chris Jericho, the former Intercontinental Champion. You saw him lose his IC title at Backlash to Shawn Michaels, and you know, it seemed to a certain degree maybe he might end up blaming medium term friend Stevie Richards. It seemed like he might pin Stevie with the blame Jericho, and yeah, he did, because that's Chris Jericho. He blamed Stevie Richards for taking him off his game, for talking him out of cheating, because obviously Shawn Michaels has no problem doing anything like that, and that cost Jericho. And for a little while, Stevie didn't respond. Stevie looked to go his own way, but after a pretty important conversation with John Cena, Stevie Richards realized that it's better to go out there and to give your best effort than to, you know, sit in the back and just kind of let it happen, honestly. You know what I mean? It's better to go out there and stand up for something than to sit in the back for nothing. And so tonight, Stevie's gonna give it a try, man. I mean, he's never been an overachiever. He's never been the mark of excellence, but Stevie Richards has something. And I don't really know what it is quite yet. But he's got something. And it might just be his history, the fact that he's been up and down, the fact he's been a lot of different places. But it's going to be a tough one for him tonight. And in our main event, Confusion Ho. John Cena challenges for the WWE Championship. But it's not just him, as it's a triple threat match where number one contender Edge, who beat Shawn Michaels on Raw, and former champion who lost the title on Raw, John Cena, are challenging the new WWE champion, the former Mr. Money in the Bank, the man who beat Ken Kennedy for that briefcase, the man who
Mr.
beat...
Ken.
You know I say Ken still a ton. You fucked me. You fucked me into calling him Ken a bunch. But yeah, he beat John Cena to win the title on Monday, and that's WWE champion Rob Van Dam. Came back from Mexico and has been absolutely on fire. Took the WWE title in about a month. You know, when you talk about people coming back with changed intentions or with a refocused attitude or something like that. I mean, typically you can see that in wrestling, but I think I think the quick turnaround here, Rob Van Dam only came back a couple weeks ago, and now is on top of the entire company. I think it's really something to be commended. And I think that's it. I think that's Vengeance 2006 rundown. Anything?
Thank you all for joining us.
Yeah. We'll see you for the next one. No. Anything I forgot to mention there, Puddy?
I don't think so.
All right. Let's do it then. Let's do the thing.
Alrighty.
Do the show. McMahon. He's there.
He's always there.
Maybe we should tweak Vince's gimmick real quick.
Sure.
Come here, boy.
He's probably not going to show up again on this show, but it's better safe than sorry.
Exactly. Just when I see it, and we can do it now, so might as well, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we just got our highlight package intro running down most of the things I just said. We're here. Jim Ross, Jerry Lawler are with you tonight to accompany you through the tremendous action. And we obviously talk about the big triple threat main event, how that came together. It was announced on WWE.com. John Cena's rematch, Edge's number one contendership, all against a new, unproven WWE champion. And to kick off, Triple H beats Matt Morgan with a pedigree.
Yep.
Yeah, nothing else.
No.
Beats him with a pedigree. These two punch each other a bunch, I assume.
Yep. Then Triple H hits a spine buster and a running knee, and then pedigree.
Boom. Big win for Triple H.
Well, a win for Triple H.
As is told to us by Jim Ross, John Cena has been accepting no interviews all week. Normally, leading up to a pay-per-view, John Cena is all about the media. He wants to talk to everybody. He's the big smiling face on your television. But not right now. Right now, John Cena is all business. He's focused on one thing, and that's getting his WWE Championship back. Puddy, I'll let you go ahead and give the announcement.
This August, at SummerSlam, we will be announcing the venue for WrestleMania 23.
What an announcement. And we're right into the Women's Championship. It's Tori Wilson, Trish Stratus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trish beats Tori with Stratisfaction after about 5 minutes. Pretty good ratings for them, but obviously it's an eye candy match. But
Or you taking away from their excellence here?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Seems like they took away enough anyways. So.
Whoa, this was a 75. This was match of the year.
I'll let you run this one as well, Puddy.
Sure. Paul will enter Renee's locker room, and Renee looks a little bit exasperated, and he stands up and says, "Paul, I haven't been able to talk to you much these last couple of weeks. You've been pretty busy. You got my back tonight, right?" And Paul's like, "Hey, I've been telling you this for weeks. You got to watch your own back, all right? or you got to find somebody to do it, because you're going out there against a guy like Johnny Nitro. He could be up to anything. Look, I can't be out there again tonight, but you got this. I know you do. And look, I'll talk to you tomorrow on Raw, okay? We'll come up with what's next for Rene Dupree. Keep your sights high, all right, champ? And Renee's like, yeah, you're right, Paul. You know, I can watch my own back. That Johnny Nitro guy ain't got nothing. Thanks.
I'll let you also take this one.
So the Trevor Murdoch and Roy Walker tailgating vengeance. They're out in the parking lot, in the Talking Stick Resort, next to the pool, cooking some mean old barbecue. That's Joey Mercury when it's supposed to be Joey Styles.
Oh, yeah, wow, it
is. So Joey Styles and Jonathan Coachman will join the barbecue. They'll get some steak, some burgers, and then Joey Styles will take a big old bite of Roy Walker's spicy sausage and exclaim, "Oh my God." And then they'll turn on the mini portable TV they have and get ready to watch the next match.
I do appreciate that, like 30 seconds there where this was on the screen and neither of us noticed. Like, just sitting there like, yeah, that looks about right. I don't know what's wrong.
Also, this is a stable waiting to happen.
Yeah, it does not go Ric Flair's way.
Ric Flair's already hurt from Monday. He's taped up all over his body. All of his stitches are in his face. Immediately, he gets busted open with just a punch. It's never a night for Ric Flair. Immediately, he's in the back seat. He's selling. He's on the floor. He's taking bumps. It's a very slow-paced match where Umaga kind of hits him and Flair sells. And Umaga's like, I don't even know what to do with this guy. He's hurt. And then, like, Umaga can, like, choke him out a little bit outside and then eventually gets him in the ring and hits him with that Samoan spike. I think we now know who is the decisive victor in this rivalry. The fans.
Obviously. Speaking of
Ric Flair's getting up.
Oh my God.
Ric Flair's getting up. And Armando Estrada is going to be there at ringside screaming at Flair, "Your time is up, old man. Stay down. Stay down." And he's looking kind of worried over at Umaga, who hasn't cleaned himself off yet. And he's going to go back to Flair, make sure he stays down.
My God.
And then we get a little period afterwards where Flair gets stretchered out of the arena.
This man truly is a bulldozer. Nobody can stand in his way. Maria is backstage with two new individuals, she says. Two people we've never seen before. Who are you guys? JTG and Chad are like, what the hell? Are you? I mean, we've been around. Like, the vignettes have definitely showed my name, right? Right? The vignettes have definitely shown my name. No, Maria just the whole time has no clue what the fuck they're talking about. He's like, okay, anyways, hi, my name's JTG. I get it, a little weird, right? You might get a couple looks about that, but nonetheless, this is the big guy. This is Shad Gaspard, and we're a little duo called Crime Time. Maria's like, no, I have no clue who that is. I don't know what you're... Who are you again? JTG's like, okay, here's all you gotta remember. I'm the machine gun. I talk fast, and I hit fast. That's the big man. He doesn't talk as much, and he doesn't hit as much either, but when he does, you're gonna feel it. We're here to make an impact in the tag team division. We're here to take the World Tag Team titles. We're here to be the absolute best tag team possible. Simple as that. Catch you around.
Well, that was GTJ and Gaspar Chad. They are criminal clock.
That was GTA and Gas Shard, and they're here for the women's title. This is Maria. Back to the weather.
Back to you in the studio.
It's like, I don't have a damn studio. Somebody here have a studio? What the hell? It's the tag team titles. So yeah, this match, Big Show and Kane start out early. They neutralize Haas and Malenko's plan a little bit. If you don't know, if you haven't watched the TVs, they are clearly attempting to target Kane. He's the smaller of the two. As funny as that sounds. But this time they've said no dice, basically. Big Show has started the match, and I want to say he's going to be in the ring for a good amount of it. But yeah, Big Show and Kane control the early portions. Malenko gets worked over a little bit. Haas tags in. He fires up. Big Show cuts it off. Maybe Haas and Kane can get into it a little bit. Kane at some point gets thrown to the outside with all the lumberjacks. And maybe they kind of swarm around him, like maybe, and then Kane stands up and has like fire in his eyes, and he's like, "Don't you motherfuckers touch me." And they're like, okay. And then as Kane has kind of backed the crowd off of him from the top rope to the outside, it's Dean Malenko. Holy shit. It's a massive dive. Charlie Haas, seeing that, is inspired. He fires himself up, pulls down the straps on his singlet, reverses something of Big Show's, picks the leg, puts him in that Haas of pain, apparently. I thought he's doing an ankle lock, but I guess not.
We can call it an ankle lock. Fuck what the game says.
Right.
He gets him in the ankle
lock. He gets him in an ankle lock, and Big Show's like, holy shit, I'm gonna fucking break my fucking ankle. Oh my god. He tries to get to the ropes. He can't. He's maybe much bigger, but Charlie Haas pulls him back into the ring, all the might in his body, wraps the legs around, sinks it in, and Big Show has to tap out. 5-time tag team champion, Charlie Haas.
Was it 3 different partners?
No, only 2. 4 with Shelton, 1 with Dean.
Oh, I see. I thought he had won one with DMLS before. Is this his first DMLS title?
This is his first one under DMLS, yes.
Gotcha. Big.
They got it done. The game plan might not have been exactly there, but, you know, they figured it out.
And that's what real champions are made of.
Johnny Ace is here, backstage, with Chris Jericho. Chris, tonight, you're fighting Stevie Richards. How do you feel about Stevie Richards? Chris Jericho's like, you know, Johnny, I've got the same problem with you that I've got with Stevie Richards. You don't do much, do you, Johnny? You don't think much, do you? Johnny Ace like,
hey,
that's mean. Why would you say that to me? Chris is like, that's what I'm talking about. Can turn to the camera and say, as I've
takes the mic. I like to think he takes the mic off of Johnny Ace and pushes him out of the frame.
Hell out of here. I'll interview myself. As I've told you before, Stevie, you're not on my level. These people know you're not on my level. You know you're not on my level. I don't quite know what we're doing here, but I guess you feel like you're going to be a hero. You're going to be the big, strong man who sticks up for himself and everybody else. That's great, Stevie. I applaud you. I'm sure lots of the guys in the back would applaud you. I'm sure somebody like John Cena loves hearing that type of thing. But I don't live in whatever world John Cena lives in. I don't live in whatever world you live in. I live in my world. And in my world, I'm king. And in my world, I'm the greatest wrestler in the world. So I don't really know what you're doing getting in the ring with me, but I have no problem beating you. I have no problem beating you so badly you never show up again. Maybe that's the best thing for you, Stevie. Maybe that's what you really wanted. You wanted me to embarrass you and just to scrub you out like the absolute insignificant dirt that you are. But you know, go out there and give it a good shot, Stevie. Who knows? Maybe. Oh.
Maybe you get a line in there like, you know, he talks a big game, like he can do anything, but I know who you really are, and tonight I know you're gonna quit. Yeah, because that's what you are, a quitter.
Stevie Richards sits in the back and fucking cries to himself, and now what? He talked to John Cena for 5 minutes, feels kind of good about himself, and thinks he can beat Chris Jericho? Are you... Okay, that's all I'll say. Okay. Yeah, we've recapped that Rob Van Dam title win, his great match against John Cena on Raw, and winning the WWE Championship, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
The commentators put over the fact that Rob Van Dam hasn't had a chance to even celebrate. He won the title to end off Monday Night Raw. He's got to defend it tonight. He didn't know who his opponents were. He has multiple opponents. He's an unproven champion. And
doesn't even have to get pinned to lose the title.
Yeah, he's in a tough spot against top-level challengers. It's going to be a real struggle tonight. Nitro beats Dupree with a Moonlight Drive following interference from some man. Who is it?
Renee has Nitro beaten. He's pinning him. He's got the 1, 2, 3. When some man in street clothes and a hoodie jumps the barricade and pulls the referee out, beats the shit out of the ref with a steel pipe, gets in the ring. Renee is surprised, gets the shit beaten out of him with a steel pipe, and then Nitro gets the Moonlight Drive as George Hackenschmidt comes down to the ring.
That bastard.
Rah, rah, rah.
But wait, if that's George Hackenschmidt in the ring, who the hell's the man with the pipe?
It's Joey Mercury.
Oh. The crowd goes, oh yeah, that makes sense. Never mind.
These three seem to know each other, and they celebrate together.
Yes.
I don't think the Raw crowd should know who Joey Mercury is.
That's fine. But yeah, either way, Eminem's back together. Mercury's back, thankfully. Thanks, Joey. Thanks for fucking off for a year. Really, definitely didn't fuck us there a little bit. Yeah, moving on. Backstage, the MLS is a big victory party. Arn Anderson goes up to Charlie Haas and he says, you know what? I told you that I thought you could do it. I really didn't know. I really didn't. But you glorious son of a bitch, you fucking did it. And I am very proud. Very proud. Charlie Haas is like, yeah, some ups and downs. It's not always smooth sailing, but the MLS gets it done, don't we? We get it done the right way. Good work, everybody. Mickie James and Victoria absolutely stiff the shit out of each other. They just go crazy, and then Mickie hits a Mickie GG.
Get a nice little chant in the middle of the match. This ref's awful. This ref's awful.
Mahoney's like, no, it's just my gimmick. My reffing is good, I swear. My reffing is good, I swear.
Aaron Mahoney got a penalty for having a terrible gimmick. George Hackenschmidt would never.
Shit,
I know now what I must do. Tonight, I take on Bobby Lashley for the Intercontinental Championship. I'm going to come out the other end still the Intercontinental Champion. One of the greatest Intercontinental Champions of this generation, but that's not enough for me because all year I have been chasing my destiny, and that is to return to the WWE Championship. That's okay because I know now what I must do. I failed to get into the match on Monday, but there's still an opportunity, the biggest opportunity of any superstar's career, and that is King of the Ring. And I am the showstopper. I am the Heartbreak Kid, and I can add to my list of titles, which includes a Knight of the Empire. Mr. King of the Ring. I'm going to enter King of the Ring. I'm going to go all the way to the final. I'm going to steal the show every single night, and then I'm going to become the King of the Ring. I'm going to go to SummerSlam. I'm going to beat Rob Van Dam, Edge, or John Cena, and I am going to become the WWE Champion, just like I promised last year.
King of the Ring. Buy your tickets.
Steve Austin will be there on the playoffs night.
Amy Weber, who's, sort of just hanging out, the camera's off of her. Suddenly Mickie James bursts into the scene, and she grabs the microphone from Amy and stares into the camera and just says, Victoria, got a taste of what it's like. I am the toughest. I am the strongest. I'm the craziest. and nobody in this division can equal me. Every chance I get, I will push it farther, and nobody can follow me as far as I'm willing to go. I'm gonna be the greatest when it's all said and done, and you just watch. You just bloody watch. And she can, I don't know, wipe blood from her face or something. Moving on.
Alrighty.
It's Chris Jericho. It's Stevie Richards. They battle in a war, and Stevie Richards comes out on top. What the fuck?
Jericho quits.
Jericho does indeed quit. He makes him say it. Stevie has kind of sort of done it, hasn't he? He won, like, a big one.
I mean, kind of, sort of. He just beat Chris Jericho, Tucker. This is the biggest win of his career.
I know. And there's no titles. There's no excess. You know what I mean? He didn't win anything special for this, but it means a lot still.
It's got to mean more than any title. Because, look, you talk about proving the world with a title win. But there's nothing sweeter than a guy you've been intimately familiar with for years, well, or at least the last year. These two have been close, and Chris Jericho betrayed that trust of friendship. And more than that, he was the one guy who just kept needling, who never believed in Stevie. That's a kind of corrupted relationship right there. And Stevie Richards has done better than proving to the world that he's good. He's proven, if Chris Jericho can accept it, to Chris Jericho that he's good.
Game. Oh, I guess it said I didn't click it. Edge trains with Lita in the desert.
In the desert.
In the desert.
They get lost. There's like a buddy comedy sort of thing going on.
SummerSlam ad featuring Tori Wilson. Intercontinental Championship on the line. Puddy, take us through what the hell's going on here.
I mean, you were the one who booked it, friend. I think you should go through it all. I'm a little bit lost here.
All right. So, at some point during the match, Matt Morgan's going to come out and attack Shawn Michaels, and the referee will be very unhappy about it. But then Matt Morgan will threaten the referee, and the referee will stand down. Terrible, honestly, terrible. At some point, Vince McMahon comes down and tries to distract Shawn Michaels. But Shawn's not having it. He refuses to look at Vince. Vince is like, hey, Shawn, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. And Shawn's like, no, I won't. I won't look at him. I won't do it. I won't do it. And so Vince...
He's just looking at him, though, every now and then. Yeah. He's looking at the corner of his eyes. He's like, no, I can't.
Vince at some point gets up on the apron and is primed to hit Shawn, but accidentally hits Bobby. And it's like, oh my God, no, what is he doing? But Shawn can't finish it off. Finally, Matt Morgan has had enough. He grabs whoever the referee is, I think it's Mike Chioda to begin with, drags Chioda out of the ring and lays him out with a massive lariat. And Vince McMahon looks at the stage and he brings out George Hackenschmitten.
No, not like this.
And I don't see one of the notes here that I thought was really important to this.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah, it's definitely supposed to be there. So
yeah.
Okay, whatever, game. So we're just gonna.
At some point, Vince is going to get into the ring himself, and he's gonna go and try and hit Shawn Michaels with a chair, but he accidentally hits Bobby Lashley.
Oh my God! Again.
The wreckage of the match that he's attempted to fix and has so far failed to do so. Something strange happens. Some music plays.
Oh my. Is it good music?
Why don't you take it away?
Here comes the money. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it's Shane. Shane comes out onto the stage and looks at Vince, and Vince is...
Oh, God.
Yeah. Vince.
Whose side is he on?
I'm going to say, Vince doesn't look happy, so this is clearly not his doing. And Shane comes down to the ring, and he looks at Vince, and he's all smiles. And he says, well, you know, I've come to help you out. That's what he says to Vince. And Vince is like, oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Oh, God. Matt Morgan kind of circles around the one side of the ring, gets a little bit closer to Shane, and Shane gets in the ring and eyes up Vince and shakes his head. You know, this is not how you do things. This isn't how this is supposed to go. Dad, you're like old as shit and the boss. You don't need to be doing this anymore. Vince is like, of course I need to do that. Damn it, I'm Vince McMahon. I'd eat puppies for breakfast if it was required. I'm Vince. And in Vince McMahon's incessant noise, Shawn Michaels has gotten back up and he sees Shane and he's like, oh God, the odds have evened a little bit. It's my moment. And he's about to super kick Vince McMahon. When I think if we could do this somehow, Vince kind of sort of just ducks, and Shawn going for the super kick just gets met with a right hand from Shane, and just boom, Shawn goes down. One punch, because he's Shane McMahon, Iron Fist champion. Obviously.
Oh my God.
Boom, one shot, and Vince gets up and he's confused as hell, and then he turns his head. And he's not confused at all. Oh, that son of a bitch, it was him the whole time. He punched Shane. Bobby Lashley kind of sort of gets himself up after the chair shot that he took from Vince. Shawn is also kind of sort of trying to find his way up, and Lashley explodes out of the corner. It's a massive spear. Shawn's ripped in half, and it's terrible. We have to surgically sew him back together for Bobby to try to pin him. And he does. Bobby Lashley's Intercontinental Champion.
Oh my!
What a match! What an event! What a moment!
Speaking of moments,
They're coming.
Paula, if you hear me,
they heard what we did to Shawn.
Speaking of moments, before we move on to our main event, I want to say something. We've been in an era here in the WWE over the last year and a half or so where some people have said that our championships have been a little predictable. And I want to say going into this that even if Rob does fail tonight against John Cena, the greatest of all time, he's had a good run. Mm. And, you just can't do anything when you're against one of the greatest of all time.
He did it. He had some help, admittedly, but he did it. Rob Van Dam pins John Cena with a 5-star frog splash following interference from Paul Heyman.
Huh.
It's a lot of interesting pieces all near each other right now, isn't there?
So, about halfway through this match, Heyman comes down when Rob's kind of down, just to kind of cheer him on a little bit. Clearly, they're friends.
Yep.
Comms are obviously going to make a huge deal out of that, but it's nothing, right?
Also, Heyman's holding something. It's like a bag.
Oh, okay. And then at some point, the match is getting a little frayed. Heyman grabs a chair, but of course, he's a fair guy. He throws it to Edge. Right?
Yep.
What happens next?
I believe it's the Van Daminator, that one? The spin kick to the chair. The guy's holding the chair. Rob does the spin kick and kicks it into his head. Because I've got to think here. The Van Terminator, I believe, is the coast to coast with a chair. Van Daminator, I think, is the kick. And then it's just whatever the hell the Van Sarah Connor is. I think the Van Sarah Connor is something to do with like a senton. I'm not even joking. That's a real move that he does.
Okay.
But yeah, either way, Rob Van Dam hits the kick, and I forget what he does to John. What does Paul do to John?
Well, John's up on the top rope about to hit his patented leg drop on RVD with Edge taken out of the picture, and then Paul will just push him off.
My God.
RVD looks conflicted, but he hits the 5-star frog splash and takes the win. But he's something strange around here. I'm not sure. He's not sure how to feel.
Sitting in the corner with his successfully defended WWE Championship, Paul Heyman gets in the ring and looks at Rob Van Dam. He's got the bag too, yeah. And Paul Heyman will get on the mic and he says, Rob, I just wanted to tell you that we're all very proud of you, your accomplishments here. I think I speak for, a lot of the people in the back and even the fans out here. Your what you've done in your short time back is nothing short of historic, genuinely. Speaking of historic, what if we turn up the dial on that a little bit? Rob Van Dam's in the corner, and he's like, what? The hell's he talking about? And the bag. He's fumbling with the bag. He's got a gun. Oh, shit. No.
Run.
No, he doesn't. Paul Heyman does not have a gun. He's got the ECW World Championship.
What?
And he holds it out to Rob Van Dam, and he says, it was never yours. But it was always yours. And Rob's like,
oh my God.
Holy shit. He gets up and he takes the other belt and he's got both on his shoulders. And he looks good. Looks real good, doesn't it?
What a moment in time.
He can hit the Rob Van Dam and the whole crowd will do it with him. Maybe. I don't know. Some of them are probably a little angry.
He's like bowing to him.
Yeah, he's like, oh, golden god, Rob Van Dam. And
he really is.
There's vengeance. We ended with a new World Heavyweight Champion.
ECW World Heavyweight Champion.
The new ECW World Heavyweight Champion. Who do you want to talk to here, buddy?
Stevie Richards.
Okay, yep. Maybe Sean to try to quell some of that anger. Sean, we love you, Sean. Sean, calm down. Please calm down, Sean. Please calm down. You're okay.
I think your instinct with Flair wasn't a bad idea.
Okay. Well,
tell him he's awesome.
All right, perfect. Seemed pleased.
Oh, I thought we were going to get a good old no pop-up for Rick. Maybe that $1 million is still holding him over.
Yeah, I think that's it for us. Anything I have to show here, buddy? Yeah, I got to show some credits, don't I?
Ah, crap. Yes, and I didn't do the acknowledgement
at the
start.
He forgets to do it every time.
It's unfortunate.
It's terrible.
Yeah, but we appreciate all of you. I don't even think we had any backlogged ones, so I'm sure it's fine. And if we did miss anyone, then regardless of whether you're still subscribed by the next show, I'll make sure to get you.
Yeah, you can see our three credit tier patrons up there on the screen. Thanks so much as always. Parker Smith, biggest dick
don't read them.
All right.
That's not part of the deal.
All right, that's fine. All right, we'll read them then. Fuck them.
You're cross-pollinating the rewards. If you're blind, you don't get to know who our tier 3 patrons are.
True. You'll have no clue. But either way, next time we catch you people on YouTube will be for the Great American Bash. SmackDown is having some fun over there, so we'll catch you for that. We've got the Patreon down below, links to Puddy's channels, and the Twitch here where we do the TVs. Anything else to mention?
I don't think so. Thanks everyone for watching. Tucker has already went through everything, so just thank you for watching.
Cool, good enough. Peace.